So you have come, whether to aid the house or rain punishment on the Tuatha, I do not know. That you are here is enough. To assuage your confusion, I am Bizarane, king of the house. During your trials, I will observe and communicate to you through this medium. This is about you, of course. You are the only mortal to be given a chance to join the House of Sorrows. But do not think such an offer is given out of honor or respect for you. What drives me to this offer is what brought you here. Necessity. Through the crystal you see before you, it is not magical in and of itself, but a conduit for my own magic. All your actions will be known to me. Every word will be listened to. What you do is of no concern to me. What I hope to evaluate is what you are, to know how you might best help the house. I have locked the way behind you. The way forward is your only path out of these halls. I can tell you no more, other than that I will be watching.
These halls, mortal. Once these lands were quiet, gentle. Now they mean to kill all that tread upon it, even the winter fae. My people have lived in peace for decades, centuries. But now we're awash in war and corruption, and we cannot stop it. I do not know. The midden, it has been sullied. We've never feared such assaults until recently. Wait, what was that? It is here!
And so you have completed your first crime. Your actions are just as pertinent. You killed the creature that was chasing that woman. Why? Did she? What did you know of her plight? Of why the beast pursued her so? Perhaps her persecution was a just one. Do not ignore subtleties. When is a Fae a Tuatha, and when is one a child of winter? That answer might save a life or end it.
Ahead, you will find another trial. A Fae of sorrows, succumbing to an agonizing poison. In need of aid, no doubt, but deserving of his fate, we shall see.
Are, are you the mortal that Bizarrain has brought to aid us? The one he has promised? Thank mercy, I have been poisoned. But now that you are here, you can kill me. Please, end my suffering. I do not know. It is some poison. In other times, the Fae would not be vulnerable to this. But we are weaker now. We are prone. I could have walked from this once. But now... Please, mortal. I know it's strange, but the Fae are not like you. Death is different to us. I will rise once more in time, but killing me will let me escape this suffering. I do not know. Everything is blurred. I do not even know where I am. It must have been him. He does whatever he cares with his subordinates. It was Bizarrain. He was meant to save us from the Tuatha, to preserve our oldest traditions, to protect the Winter Fae. You will just let me suffer, cruel. Oh.
So, you spared the sword. And so you demonstrated kindness by allowing the poison to burn him into nothingness. I am not heartened by such a contempt of mercy. But my enemies will not value your compassion. Death means little to the Tuatha, for they are soon reborn again. Now, let us complete this trial. You have reached this chamber at last. The time of trial is over. No more apparitions, no more questions. The House of Sorrows has always held a precarious position in this world, and now we hold on to it by the tips of our fingers. You think you have broken the Tuatha's grip on Cluracan. You have not. Even now, the Winter Fae and the House of Sorrows are subject to their malice. The House of Sorrows has always existed to preserve and maintain the oldest traditions of winter. We are the essence of these Fae lands. The house holds an authority among the Fae that the Tuatha have always coveted. Now, they finally seek to claim that power for their own. We must conclude your trial. Ready your weapon. You are to strike me down. What you need to do and why you must do it are two very different matters, mortal. I deal in instructions, not explanations. What you need to do and why you must do it are two very different matters, mortal. I deal in instructions, not explanations. Because there are trials that I can observe from afar, and others that I must see at hand. We have reached the trial that I must be present for, if I am to test you truly. Nor could you have fought me if you had chosen to do so. What you see before you is but an apparition. Now that your trial has concluded, come with me. The Tuatha have yet to break down our doors, but I would not put that past them. The house is poised to collapse from the Tuatha's dissension and destruction, and I need one to help us. I know it is not the mortal way to test someone in a manner such as this. The beast, the poison, it was all done out of necessity. I did not need you to understand the trial. I only needed it completed. I do not have time for you to meet the struggles of the house unprepared. Some, your reactions were real, but the Fae with whom you interacted, Tybri, Kadarok, and myself, were not. They were but apparitions of the Fae you will come to know in this house. As facsimiles, the apparitions were appropriate enough, but I think you will find their real-world counterparts more complex. Perhaps you will indeed deliver us from them. Or perhaps you will only forestall the inevitable. I suppose we shall learn one way or the other. You are of our house now. The hearthstone I gave you will reflect your affinity with us. Come, join me at the House of Sorrows. I will show you a world stranger than you have ever seen. If we are to discuss the plight of the house, I will do so at his heart. Come, meet me in the main hall of the House of Sorrows, and we will speak more. Speak. Speak. I have a task for you. Of late, there are many in this house who have come to view my authority with disdain. As such, there is need of someone unbiased by our house's history and the traditions therein. Someone such as you. We must move quickly. The Tuatha will not hold their strikes for long. Let us stop their next blow. You fail to understand. Although the Tuatha wage war with us, as they have with the Alfar, they do so by other methods. Our enemies are subtle. They target individuals, not armies. They strike at convictions, not cities. And by doing so, they can retreat to where we cannot find them. For all our years of struggle, we know only this, that our enemy is led by a Tuatha agent, Saturnin. He is the master of this shadowy coup. We cannot right now. He hides himself and covers his tracks well. But I have a lead which you will investigate with one of our delvers, Tybri. A tender, Catarak, has fled the house and killed a fellow member in doing so. I suspect Saturnin's influence, or perhaps that Catarak might be Saturnin himself. Bring Tybri to the body of Catarak's victim. Though dead, the sorrows will remain on the corpse. The sorrows can lead us to Catarak. There is a tender named Catarak who has fled our ranks. He is somehow tied to Saturnin. I am certain of it. I want you to find him and put an end to him. For if he is not Saturnin himself, then he is betraying our secrets to the Tuatha.
Mortal, there is something that requires the attention of one of your kind. You have been to the Midden, yes? The sacred ground being desecrated by the corpses of your kind? The nature of my request is not something the Midden needs, but something the Midden should do without. The corpses of your brethren have been thrown into the Midden as a declaration of hostility by the Tuatha. But they do more than signify a point. Their corruption and rot have drawn an ancient Lianshi Mithgra from slumber. She gluts herself on the bodies and will further corrupt the Midden if unchecked. To feed, Lianshi are drawn to death and decay, something Winter Fae embody in spirit, but which mortals embody in flesh. When mortal corpses began appearing in the Midden, Mithgra was unable to resist the temptation before her, and now she runs rampant. You cannot hope to solve the problem with a simple application of violence. The Athra is old, and she is wise to obvious attacks on her. Searching will yield no quarry, so you must be cunning. If we cannot find her in the Midden, we can force her to return to her den beneath the house. Find fresh corpses, the ones Mithgra prefers to eat, and cremate them. With no food to scavenge, she will return to her den. Then you can kill her. With great difficulty. She is clever and hides well when any come hunting for her. To search for her outright would be folly. But with some cunning, we can force her to appear. Mithgra prefers fresh corpses. Destroy those, and she would likely return to her den to wait for more. Locate any fresh corpses you can find and cremate them. Without food, she will stop scavenging and return to her den. Make haste!
Speak.
The Tuatha have butchered our court.
Greetings, mortal. I am a tender of the midden. I have been instructed to offer you what insight I can give about the art of dispelling. Remember,
Great. You, the Siegebreaker, walks here. Good. Now perhaps the Tuatha will have cause to fear us. I am Heisener, one of the Delvers. Farewell. Greetings.
show your reverence. What is needed?
So, you were the mortal. There were whispers that Bizarine had welcomed one of you amongst us. But to pick the Siegebreaker, I am awed. I forget myself. Bizarine has made his wishes clear, and we must do as he asks. Are you ready to begin? I am Tybri. I have only 2 centuries to my name. I was asked to join the house because of my abilities. I can hear them, the sorrows in people, the essence of decay and ruin that precedes winter. I can even hear the sorrows faintly in you. Few delvers are left who can hear any sorrows at all, but never have any claim to hear them as much as I. Many believe me to be a liar or an abomination. The Midden was once a sacred place for the House of Sorrows, for all winter fae, where the bodies of the dead were left to decompose. Our bodies do not rot as mortal corpses do. So when Saturnin placed the bodies of mortals here, they putrefied, corrupting the Midden. Scavengers and beasts now roam the Midden, and the body we seek is deep within. I must have someone to watch my back. Farewell. here. Farewell. I must begin my work. The magic is sure to draw the wild fae in the area. Hold them back while I commune with the sorrows. Farewell. The impression Caddock left on the body was conflicted. Something is not right here. I will return to the house. With the beast beaten back, it should prove safe enough now. The dead do not speak lies. Caddock has gone to Siren Crypt in the drowned forest. It was once a mighty fortress, but like all things in this war, it was reduced to ruin. Less so cruder beasts and beings walk its halls now. To hide there, it makes little sense. But from what the sorrows told me, it seems as though he had nowhere else to go. Greetings, siege broker. Although there is much that must be done, I have time to talk. Delvers can look into the essence of Winterfell, find the sorrows within, and take upon that burden. The Weeping King was the first to perform this function. The Delvers witnessed his powers, and imitated as they could, farewell